California's iconic canals are taking on a new role in the fight against climate change in the Central Valley. A first-of-its-kind project is proving that with a little innovation, water and energy can work together. Sarah Pila joins us now in studio with a closer look at how solar panels over canals could help power the state and protect a vital resource. Good evening, Sarah.
Renee, as California battles rising temperatures and shrinking water supplies, one pilot project in the Central Valley is trying something never done before in the U.S. That's using solar panels to cover irrigation canals. The idea is to tackle two climate challenges at once: energy and water. Tucked in California's Central Valley, a bold idea is being put to the test. Can we turn our water infrastructure into a climate solution? Here in Hickman, solar panels are going up over the Turlock Irrigation District's main canal. And for Solar Aquagrid co-founder Jordan Harris, seeing it covered in solar panels is the realization of a decade-long vision.
It's been a crazy journey this last decade, and it's a big deal for me to stand here and see that we're making shade and electrons.
Both are urgently needed as California faces two climate-fueled crises: water scarcity from prolonged drought and the race to 100% clean energy by 2045. Jordan believes that solar canals could help tackle both.
We look at this moment in time of water insecurity, increased energy needs.
10 years ago, Jordan had the idea, but needed data to back it up. He partnered with University of California, Merced, which published a feasibility study in 2021. It found that covering all 4,000 miles of California's canals could save enough water for 2 million people through reduced evaporation and generate power for 2 million homes annually. The results caught the state's attention and helped launch Project Nexus, a $20 million pilot funded by California. Turlock Irrigation District was chosen for the project, in part because they manage 250 miles of open canals and are also the local energy provider, and is California's first irrigation district, founded in 1887. Director of External Affairs Josh Weimer says they saw an opportunity to lead again.
Hopefully it's showing that water agencies, electric utilities, and the solar industry as a whole can reimagine the landscape and say, hey, there's all these canals throughout the state. Does it make sense for us to strategically put these across, and what's the most cost-effective way to do it?
Their narrow-span canal has been online since March, providing renewable energy to their customers, while the wide-span canal, more than 100 feet across, is under construction and expected to go live later this year. And from this pilot came something bigger: the California Solar Canal Initiative, an academic consortium led by USC Dornsife Public Exchange, composed of scientists across 7 universities. Monica Dean is facilitating the research team, who are working to answer one central question: how do you scale this statewide?
The canals aren't just one canal system. They're actually owned by the federal government, by the state of California, and by local irrigation districts and local farmers. And so each type of ownership of a canal creates a different use case.
And not every canal will be a candidate. They vary in size, shape, and access needs. And there are engineering hurdles like wind, earthquakes, and invasive species. But researchers are collecting real-time data on everything from evaporation to algae growth to energy output and wildlife interactions to determine what works and where.
Whether or not placing solar over canals actually does reduce evaporation. Does it improve the amount of solar energy generated? What happens to the birds or other animals that are interacting with these systems?
The early results point to a long list of benefits, like cool water below boosts the panel's efficiency, while shade above cuts algae growth, reducing costly maintenance. And unlike ground-mounted solar farms, canal solar doesn't take up open land, helping California to meet its goal to conserve 30% of land by 2030. All of it adds up to a potential climate solution for California, where water supplies are shrinking and energy demand is growing.
Its health and prosperity is dependent on water and energy.
And in a state where every drop and every watt matters, California's canals are once again carrying something vital downstream: a vision for a more resilient future. So from conserving water to generating clean power, California's canal system may soon do more than just move water. It might help the state move toward its climate goals. Renee.
And this sounds really promising, but are there any drawbacks, let's say, to putting this over the canals?
Well, certainly, and that is why the research is happening, because it is a simple idea, but scaling it statewide will certainly be very complex. First of all, not all canals are created equal. They differ in the ownership, how wide they are, and the structural capacity. There's also engineering challenges, things like dealing with wind or seismic activity or earthquakes, and even how wildlife interacts with the infrastructure. So that's why the real-time research from this pilot is so important before expanding. And I just also want to say that, the canal's main purpose is to move water to where it's needed. If the solar impedes that at all, then it's not going to work.
Now, what kind of impact could this have across the state if this project is successful?
Well, it definitely could be a game changer if scaled up, because covering all 4,000 miles of California's canals could save enough water for 2 million people annually and generate enough clean energy to power 2 million homes also annually. And it also helps meet the land conservation goals the state has, since the panels use the existing infrastructure instead of taking up farmland or open space. So again, in theory, this sounds really great. You see it there in the Central Valley. Hopefully they can figure out a way to make this work, because it will really help us in many different facets if it is truly viable.
Yeah, really make a difference. Thank you so much for this fascinating story, Sarah.
Yeah.
And